know, you go in, you meet him, and he's like got his hair, he sits with his leg over the chair, and like he's just looking at you, and you're like, this Clint Eastwood. You wrote a good script, kid. And you know, honestly, he had some notes, and we had to cut like 40 pages because it ballooned, and he taught me how to be more musical with you know, and more cinematic and more visual, and I learned a tremendous amount from him, actually. They say Clint doesn't give any notes. Well, we got notes. And then when you get notes, you're like, as soon as a legend or anybody's giving you notes, it's just like, really, it's just another guy giving you notes. You're like, oh, you're giving me notes. Now you're thanks. She was so generous, and she, you know, she remembered things, and she'd give exact conversations, and she remembers the detail of them and the emotion of them. And I you know, I tried to write as exactly as I could. When I could get the actual words that they said, I got them. And you know, the best story to that is that 2 months before Chris was murdered, he walked into the kitchen, and his jeans were pleated, and she looked at him, and he was spinning an antique 6-gun, and she looked at him, and for the first time since he'd come home, she saw her husband was home. And she saw this guy was finally home. This was the man she had married, and she recognized that in that moment, and she took that moment that you see as the last scene of the movie to tell him that, to tell him how much she appreciated him. And that's just who she is. She's very straightforward, and she told him that. And to think that happened 2 months before he was murdered was just, you know, it seemed fitting for the last scene of the movie.
I mean, such an honor. I mean, you know, the whole experience. Working with Clint, who is, you know, I grew up with a dad who loves Clint Eastwood, loves westerns and spaghetti westerns and all that. I mean, when I told him, he just could not believe it. You know, he was like, wow, you're a real actor now. Like, good job, son, you did it, finally, 10 years in. Yeah, and not only that, you know, the story that we're telling, too, is just, it's more powerful than any of the star power that was behind it, you know. I'm just so grateful to be there, and every day was sort of pinching myself. I still am. I still can't believe that I was a part of this, and it, you know, it turned out the way that it did, and that, you know, we're telling Chris's story, and I got to somehow help in that. It's, you know.
So I do all this, and I'm giving it my best. I'm trying to remember the lines. Clint Eastwood comes over, and I hadn't seen him all day or on set. We sat next to each other at lunch, but I didn't say anything at all. And, well, I heard some, you know, maybe it was the rumor to, like, not make other people do this, or, but some extra went up to him and was like, hey, Mr. Eastwood, can I get a picture with you? And, like, did a selfie, and then he got kicked out. So I was, like, totally freaked out. I didn't want to be unprofessional, so I just kept my mouth shut, and I just waited for him to, like, say something to me, and it never happened. And then, so he walks over to my scene on set, and he puts the headphones on, and he's rolling through my stuff. He's looking, and I'm up in this 20-foot cockpit looking down at Clint Eastwood, and I'm staring at him. And I'm just waiting for, like, anything. Like, is it good? Is it bad? I know it's bad. I should do better. Like, I know I can do better. Like, just give me another chance. I'm sorry. And so then he starts doing, like, I'm like, he likes it, he likes it, he likes it. And he looks up at me, and he gives me, like, a really tiny thumbs up. Like, not like a thumbs up, but like this, like, little old man tiny thumbs up. And I'm like, well, that's a thumbs up technically. Like, it's not a very big thumbs up, but, like, I'll take it. And I kind of gave him one back, trying to play cool, but inside I'm like, Clint Eastwood just give me a thumbs up. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I was freaking out. And I think we shot until sunset. So I'm in these mountains, beautiful mountains. I'm up in this hydraulic cockpit, 20 feet up, watching this sunset on a Clint Eastwood movie. It's my very first speaking role in a major film, and it was so unbelievably surreal. And it's a moment that I will never forget, and I soaked it in like a sponge. Every second of it, I just watched and I reflected, and I was like, man, this is the coolest moment of my life.